All right, so it's not often we're talking about current beefs that people have already resolved the issue by the time we're talking about it. Anyway, so Cam did diss Mase on It's Killer from the Program mixtape, and then Mase responded with The Oracle on Black Friday, and Cam followed up with Dinner Time. So we're going to talk about this, but let's listen to a snippet of The Oracle first.
Research, hand filthy, heart guilty nigga like me need church. Tax know you as the nigga that snitched on the rock. DC Crips only know you the nigga they shot. OG niggas don't have no history with you on the block, and everybody seen the footage you got. Ever since 10 you was a thirsty nigga. I ain't gonna talk about the time you fucked your sister. 2002 you lost 50 pounds also in your liver. Now you tryna sell niggas liquor. Nigga, you always play the sucker part. Where was all that Rico shit when you left Jim and Rucker Park? Matter of fact, I'm on a true life change. But let's get back to that smack and that true life change. Damn, bro.
All right, so Mase said that he's, obviously they've been beefing since the 90s. Mase said he stopped responding back in, 2004, when Dame told him to beef with Cam and it'll stay on record. So he thought it was just for clicks. And he says the same thing in the song. He's like, you kind of needed this. He went for it. He talked about Jim Jones getting jumped at Rucker. He talked about Cam's sister. Were you surprised he responded like this?
Yes, I was surprised.
Well, he said it was a threat of bodily harm that finally made him respond.
I was definitely surprised. Like, again, this was like basically just sneaking a nigga. Like, you don't even think you're about to fight, think you're about to just have a argument, and nigga just like sock the shit out of you. He came hard, he came heavy, he came with a whole arsenal. And also, are we talking about the tracks yet, or are we just talking about if we're surprised?
Let's just talk about the tracks first.
Okay.
Oracle
Super surprised.
Time.
Mase delivered. I will say, when a nigga come on that instrumental and he's flowing like that, rhyming like that, it's hard to, and also he's giving some information that I think the public may have viewed other ways. You get me? He's putting everything in a context, literally painting a canvas of how he's trying to portray Cam, at least for the song. And I'm not gonna lie, like, he completely delivered. I thought Cam was gonna come a little bit better.
He came back fast, though.
He came back fast.
Mase had a little bit more time to work on this in response to that first track.
Well, this is the thing for me, right? So if Mase puts out that track, or I told you he has an advantage, a built-in advantage, because of the instrumental he used. I mean, it came out of nowhere. We don't know how long he's been working on this, even though if we're saying that he was responding to the Killer record, that came out like 2 weeks ago.
I want to jump in here with you, and I'm gonna let you finish. I can't let you say that, and normally you would be correct. That beat, sneak attack, Mase would have an advantage. You opened this conversation asking me the last time I listened to a Mase song. I think that's a valid question for everybody. So, what advantage does Mase have? Honestly, with that hard beat, with all of this shit, but does Mase really have an advantage?
Absolutely.
Cam is Harlem. Dipset is Harlem.
Okay, and how we view them.
They are.
No, okay.
How Harlem views them.
Okay.
Mase is not at an advantage. That was my only point.
No, okay. I'm saying in any beef or battle, and you've been in a bunch, if a nigga come at you over a classic instrumental, out of the blue, because you didn't know he was working on this shit, and he's coming with a lot of stuff that the public isn't privy to, now it's all sitting on your table. It's pretty hard to respond within 24 hours, which Cam tried to. He doesn't have an advantage?
You think Cam didn't think Mase was going to respond?
Of course, yeah. I don't think
he was.
Cam has been dissing Mase for 20 years.
It's been like a punching bag, almost.
Honestly. And we haven't heard Mase
took a decade off from responding.
Ever. So, when Cam put his mixtape out and diss Mase, we took it as, all right, Cam is Cam, and he's dissed Mase. We're used to him dissing Mase. It's not alarming. And that's why I got so much to say about this beef.
You look so excited. It's like
I have so much. First of all, I want to
grade the tracks.
I want to congratulate New York, first of all, because this has been.
Did the Knicks win? It was a good.
The Knicks are over 500.
Are they?
Yes. Dipset performed Friday. Hove is tonight, and tomorrow Fab and Kiss tape, and Cam and Mase dissing each other. 50 dropped a new joint with Jeremiah's Heart. Yeah, in New York, nigga. I almost wore some Timbs the other day.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I ordered some offline.
Let's get back to digging in this beef.
Quick grade the tracks at first.
Yeah, word.
Because
Mase smoked this nigga.
1 to 10. 1 to 10. Let's grade it. Or 1 to 5. We never
nothing to
grade.
grade. Mase smoked Cam.
Okay. That's a grade.
Mase, I mean, from 1 to 10, I'm not gonna judge that because it's not an original joint. He snatched one of the hardest beats that you could possibly snatch.
You're bringing back the advantage, I said.
Went dumb, but that's not. He does have an advantage, but it's not there. It's not there. This is the oldest cheat code in the book that fans don't really pay any mind to. When you diss a nigga while they're on tour, it's a cheat code. It's an advantage. Mase know Cam is on tour. So it's difficult when you're on tour to get to a studio, to get the engineer that sounds right. You got meet and greets, you got sound check, you got to drive to the next city. There's a million things to do on tour. Tour ain't really, when Drake bombed off at Meek, he was on tour. You couldn't get to it. Fucking.
Cam could have took like a couple of days though. I think he was almost trying to say.
I think the tour just started.
No, but he could have took a couple of days. Like he responded way too quick.
What if he dropped it
Because
today?
The record wasn't mixed right. The record wasn't mixed right.
He's on tour. Only the record is mixed that way because he's on tour. It sounds that way, I say, because he's on tour.
Couldn't he take 4 days and get the record mixed right?
He's still gonna be on tour in 4 days. He's
Okay,
still
but the
gonna be on
record will
tour.
sound better.
Still more time.
People
though.
are killing him because
But in beef, the quicker you respond, the better. We're talking about advantages and disadvantages. If you come right back, like we expect a nigga to come right back if you've been dissing somebody for 20 years, the fans don't care that you was on tour. We don't care that you ain't have your engineer. We want to hear the shit, especially when a nigga come out smoking. Like, this is what disappointed me about the Cam response, and we haven't gotten to the Cam response yet. But Cam is petty. Cam tells us he's petty all the time. So we knew he was going to be petty on Instagram. We knew a diss track was coming. He didn't really answer very much that Mase had to say, though. He addressed that sister line. Cool. I mean, we don't know if we don't care. That was shock value, but
kind of just the
Mase said a lot of serious things in that freestyle. Things that we never really have gotten answers, stories. So let me just dig into what I got from what Mase said. And some of this is coupled with things that you hear throughout the years. We know that whatever the Cam Mase beef, wherever it stems from, it's somewhere around that horse and carriage time, right? Legend has it that Mase charged Cam to do the video for Horse and Carriage. That's all we ever heard back then. Mase wasn't in the video, and there the beef started. So now Mase comes on this song saying, you sent niggas at me, like, because I charged you. Like, he said that. That was new to hear from him. That was new. All of this the Jewel's Def Jam contract.
Well, that was kind of common knowledge, though.
No, it's not. No, it's not common knowledge.
No one thought with Jewel seemingly falling out with Cam that Cam was.
That's the thing, Ak. Casual fans, they have no idea why Jewel's fell out with Cam. Some of them don't know Jewel's ever fell out with Cam. Some people are saying, hey, why don't we have a new Jewel's project? Some people question the status of Jewel Santana's career. Nobody's ever gotten an answer for it to what was going on with him at when he was at Def Jam. He got into the fucking Jim, the Jim and Cam beef, and then when Jim pops off with Ballin', you come back around. Now this is stuff that Mase is saying we don't know what's true or not, but he sure said a lot. The Rucker Park shit, the Sony Red shit, you having some trouble getting your shit distributed. You know, he was saying a lot of shit, and the big one for me was, and I don't know if this is true or not, and if it's not true, you shouldn't even play like that, Mase. But that Huddy line that you sent HUD out on a dummy mission and then he crashed. I don't know, Harlem niggas, y'all would know more than me about that, but that's a heavy line. Cam and Vado, like, there's a lot of shit with Cam that we never get answers to, and we don't really care because we love Cam. I was disappointed that when Cam put his track out, he did not respond to more.
Okay. Do you think Mase really responded just because of that threat of bodily harm thing, or was that just an excuse?
You know, another thing that did shock me too, at least how when Mase did say that he said, yo, Dame brought it up like years ago that we should like do this fake beef thing, because it kind of reminded me of Jim saying kind of the same thing, right? No. Cam saying the same thing about Jim, saying Jim said the same thing to him, that they should have like a fake issue, and I was like, it's weird how the same thing got brought up later on. And I'm not sure, I think Dame at that time, I'm not sure where he fell in between all those three or those two. But that struck me as weird, at least with Cam, because I never thought Cam even played like that in terms of would even do some shit like that just for the public. Not saying he did, because it looked like it was an idea from Dame. But that struck me as weird because we've heard that echoing itself with Cam and Jim.
Tell a nigga he moved to Orlando. Like that, he said a whole.
He responded to the Orlando thing.
Yeah, no. Cam responded to a lot of things. The main part for me is that
he didn't respond to enough.
Cam for me. Okay, so you were looking for hard responses. For me, I thought Cam would, because that's how I've always seen Cam in beef. He's gonna clown you the fuck out, and he'll hit you with the witty shit. That even if you're making those serious points, you still gotta get a W because he's that entertaining. This time around, and maybe it was because it was drowned in the heavy mixing, and even when I was listening really attentively, don't feel like that was the case. I definitely think, and this is one of the rare, this might be the only time, I think he got kind of barred up. It's my guy. Cam's my guy.
There's no think about it.
Cam's my guy. And also,
got barred up.
What I did like about it, and I might be skipping because there is so much to talk about, like you even mentioned some heavy shit already. Even how they were on Instagram and they commented to each other. It was like, yo, listen, you saw my brother, you know what I mean? This was kind of like friendly competition. I just had to get that one up on you. Now, I don't know how Cam thought he got the one up, because in my opinion, Mase got it here. If I'm Cam, man, I'm taking another 5 days and I'm giving it to this nigga, yo.
Somehow I spoke to Mase.
Somehow, because you mixy as fuck. What did Mase say?
No.
You think you've been talking and you feel like he has internalized some shit?
No, I spoke to Mase Saturday night.
Oh, you did?
He said somehow, like it's a surprise.
It was a surprise.
You're mad industry.
He
Can you
called
tell
it?
us what happened?
Yes.
Yeah.
He called me. He got my number from somewhere. That's how the industry works. And he called me.
And he talked to you about the track, right? I will say though, there is kind of a rollout for this diss track by Mase. Let's be honest.
He annotated that shit
I don't
so
want to
fast.
forget. I don't want to forget anything here.
Yeah.
I think I was so shocked that Mase really talks like that.
Yeah, he does.
Like Mase, he's not slow.
Have you never met him?
You've talked
No,
to Mase
I never
before.
met Mase.
You serious?
I've never spoke to Mase.
What?
No.
Oh wow.
How would I speak to Mase? I was in jail and rehab when Mase was out.
Even I've crossed paths with Mase.
But listen, old Macy, some of the kids don't know that Mase was never the MC to test. Like, I wouldn't do that. But anyway, so I speak to Mase, and Mase says that it's been long enough. I mean, I had to get it off my chest, and I hope he responds.
But he basically said he
that's
didn't
what Mase
care
said.
before. He said it happened so much, it was just like, whatever, I don't have time
And
for
I
this.
told Mase that if you want to come up to the show, feel free. We love Cam, so Cam has offered that same invitation, of course. And then Sunday morning at 7 a.m., Mase texts me to say, yo, why you didn't post my cover to my diss track with a strong comment? Then you lost me, dogs. Then I'm not, no, I don't
You
do
should
that.
hit act with that.
See, people
text.
play and that's what I thought.
Hot or not.
For a minute, I thought, damn, Mase may just be far removed, so he may think that I do what Act does.
He probably does.
Yeah, so I didn't take offense to it or anything, but I don't play this. I'm on the side of the music. I don't play favorites in beef.
There was definitely a rollout to this song. It was kind of sent out He annotated it hella quick.
So quick.
Looked like he might have been writing it in the Genius Studios, it seems, right? It was definitely, and this is my next question, right? Because the way how it was pushed out, I'm not surprised by that text to you because it was sent to me pretty formally as well. And I'm like, okay, is this coupled by more music from Mase or this is a one-off?
I think Mase did say that he has more music coming. Mase said to me, my apologies, Mase. I don't know if I should just be spilling the whole conversation, but he did say to me he had music coming, and before he got to that music, he felt like he had to get this out the way.
Right. So is he maybe doing what he accused Cam of doing in the song as well? And I love you, Mase. I'm just asking this question.
What do you mean?
Maybe.
If he didn't have music coming, then we would just be like he was responding to this. But is there a chance he's responding just because he has music coming?
I'd like him to respond again.
Hold on. I'm not mad if he is doing that because I would imagine that musicians would put out music when they're in a music mode. The thing with Mase for me is that sometimes it looks like he's in music and you're like excited and then he just
Changes his mind.
dips out,
Yeah.
right? So if he's here to put out music for whatever time, I'm not mad at this one track to, you know what I mean, address a nigga who just dissed him 2 weeks ago. He's been taking all these disses for years. I'm not mad at that.
Niggas said Mase ran off on the Lord twice. I saw that on Twitter. This is why you got to be really careful waking up a sleeping giant. And I say this all the time. I mention this with fucking Nicki and Cardi. Sometimes you just gotta let sleeping dogs lie because, and I kind of thought Cam would have a hard time here, and Cam I don't think has ever lost a beef. Until now.
Wait, hold on. We can't call this a whole beef. Like
Yes, I can.
this is
Yes,
like
I can.
one little segment. This is like 2 tracks, bro.
That's a rap beef. What are you talking about?
So you're gonna call this a whole rap beef?
Okay, now
Yes,
after
that's a
beefing,
rap beef.
but yeah.
You do a track, I do a track. Rap beef. What are you talking
Okay,
about?
fine. He's just
Yes,
making the
nigga.
point that it was 2 weeks. But look, after
Yeah.
beefing for like a couple decades, and then they had this weird makeup thing on Sunday, is this the end of it forever? Or are they gonna beef again in 5 years?
Listen,
What did
I
Mase
love
say?
it.
Of course you love
I
it.
love it.
Now I want them to keep trading bars.
Yeah.
But how can they
Mase,
after that
Mase should
makeup?
respond again. They didn't make up. Why
That
do
was
people
fake.
keep saying that?
What was that?
It's fucking sarcasm amongst niggas that know each other. That ain't a makeup. That
well,
ain't
I
a
saw-
sarcasm.
you don't
That's
beef
very
for
weird
20 years
sarcasm.
and then, hey, you got that off.
You're my brother if you want to be. You're still my
No.
brother.
I saw that as-
That's Pastor Mase.
No, I saw
saying
that
what
as-
he should say.
I'm not wishing any physical harm on you, but there's still issues, right? Like, and also it's an MC's courtesy.
MC courtesy my ass. Didn't Cam say, nigga, I'm still with the shits after he said that?
Said I hope he's with the shits.
Yeah. All right, if
you
you
have
say
that
to me,
caption?
hey, you are still my brother, and I say to you, nigga, I'm with the shits. What that ain't piecing it up? What are y'all talking
No,
about?
not like peace. I don't
You
think they're piecing it
complex
up.
people, man.
I think that little back and forth was just to say, listen, I ain't about to go out of my way to do harm to you. In the real world. You know what I mean? Now, am I gonna diss you on track? Hell yeah! The people love this shit over the weekend.
Here's my question.
Shit was great.
And I ain't gonna lie, listen, the releasing a diss track on the weekend might be the new move. For real.
A holiday weekend especially.
Remy stopped everything when she dropped that shit on a Saturday.
Word.
Drake dropped one of them shits at 6 in the morning on a Friday.
But think about
I
the
think
tracks
you
that
get
being
more.
dropped though.
I think you get more attention. I think the old thinking used to be don't drop nothing on the weekend. I think the new thinking is if you got a diss track, you own the weekend. Own the weekend.
I mean, I think that's smart. The big news always drop on Friday, at least in my world when I'm looking at it, because the news organization don't come back till like Monday. So the weekend is just for people to talk about the same shit.
Here's my question
You do something on Friday, we talk about the rest of the weekend.
to you two beautiful people. Should Cam respond?
Respond again.
Yes.
And better.
Absolutely.
Just for fun.
Cam got to play with this. He got to play with this. I think Cam is notorious to
All the shit,
spin everything.
All the shit he's notorious for, I don't think works in his favor here because you can't clown Mase. We've been laughing at Mase for the last 15 years. That is not a joke.
Okay. But here's
So
the
you
thing.
cannot clown a nigga that you've clowned for 20 years and it be as impactful or as effective, especially when the nigga gonna rap and the
That's
nigga knows.
serious.
As Mase puts more music out and is more visible. If he drops his one track, he just kind of poked his head out, drops one track. You kind of got to get at that track.
Where do you rank Mase all time? had enough listening to you.
You throw in the question.
Yeah, because he got the whole list.
I would like to know what MC group, because I think that niggas my age view Mase a certain way.
Well,
and I
top
think
20.
niggas, everybody's top 20. So I want to know where he is in respect to Cam, because you have Cam top 22.
I ain't gonna lie, this track made me remember how nice this nigga is. I had to go back and listen
He got
to
bumped
shit.
up a couple spots.
I'm biased towards Cam though. Like Cam is like I really grew up on Cam. But if we're just only judging,
So you do have Cam higher on your top 20 list than Mase.
yes, as an overall artist and even an MC. But I think my bias is making it that way.
Okay.
If
That's
I was
fine.
remove my bias, I might rank Mase higher than Cam. But
I would like for all of the kids under 30 to tell me where they rank Mase. Not because I'm trying to be funny. I would just
where do you rank Mase as opposed to Cam?
Shh. Mase ranks higher than Cam.
Here comes some bullshit. Yeah, you never know where.
Mase ranks higher than
But
Cam.
you never know where.
I'm the reason they made the dress code. They figure I wouldn't wild while I'm in my
Well, you
fresh
say Cam
clothes.
is around 35, or like in the 30s, right? What do you put Mase? Is he 20s? Or is it close?
They're not that close. I haven't really thought about where I put Mase in the list. Mase is not top 20. I would have a hard time naming 35 rappers before Mase. I don't think Cam and Mase are that far apart on my list either, just because of sheer body of work. Mase's body of work is a lot shorter, and Cam has done a lot. But Mase went, and that's another thing, man. You know, niggas say to me, I'm your prime times 2. Out rhyme who, I'm your prime times 2. We have never heard a nigga talk to Cam like this. Never. I think us, the three of us, and the whole hip hop community just has so much respect for Cam. Mase feels differently, clearly. Yeah, Cam got to say something. A nigga cannot say to you, out rhyme who, I'm your prime times 2, and that, no.
All right.
Nah.
Remove your hip hop
A
analyst.
nigga ain't saying that to me.
Remove your hip hop analyst beanie, and you're MC now, right? You get blindsided. You drop a track. The reaction is lukewarm. Are you getting over it and continue? Because you're doing shit, right? You're on tour. You're trying to release shit. Are you just getting past it, or are you about to lock in? And how do you lock in?
I'm not locking in while I'm on tour.
So you just wait till it's
I'm not
over.
locking
Take your
in
time.
while I'm on tour. I'm either going to look at the tour schedule to see when there are some days off, because you do get days off. Most of the time when artists are on the road, let me not even speak about artists. Me, I have a polyp on my vocal cords. Most artists are trying to preserve their voice while they're on the road. You're not thinking of studio fucking time. And everybody, I know we like to say everybody travels with the laptop and Pro Tools. Everybody does not. Niggas, even when you do, it's difficult to squeeze in a verse while you're on the road. I'm either waiting, because as Cam, I'm allowed that right. I'm Cam. Everybody already know I'm gonna respond. Everybody already know I'm gonna joke him to death. And everybody know I'm on tour. So, and that's Mase. I ain't gotta rush to Mase. I don't have to do that. He rushed probably because he was real excited that this nigga jumped out the window. He'd been waiting for that to happen for a while. And 2, the public response, I'm sure he didn't expect that. Listen, when the link got to my group chat, new Mase diss, boy, we all laughed our asses off before we listened. I think a lot of people had that reaction of new Mase, nigga. What year is this?
Somebody said this shit.
Cool.
Somebody said this shit to me. I'm like, yo, come on, yo, don't abuse this relationship and send me this bullshit. Why is this
Yeah,
here?
but you know what? When you can rap, and I say all the time on this show, when you can rap in any era, you'll be able to come out and just rap. You can just rap. I want to see what happens, man. Mase 1, Cam 0 at the moment, but I'm putting an asterisk next to that because Cam is on tour. I wouldn't have responded while I was on tour. I wouldn't have done that.
His tour isn't even that long, right? Chops, isn't this just a few dates? He has time.
Listen, eventually we got to get to Cam. For Cam to really win, he got to really out-rap Mase, but he got to get the other theatrics that we know Cam.
Well, and let me say this in closing. I think most people.
He started though.
I think most people scored this Mase 1, Cam 0 I don't know if Harlem feels like Mase 1. Like Harlem is, that's what I mean when I say Cam is Harlem. Like Dipset is Harlem. Even if Mase out-rap that nigga for the next 20 tracks, Harlem is with Cam.
Well, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you this question. I don't even know if you can answer it, because if I'm listening to Mace's diss to Cam, he's painting Cam as what people believe you are in Harlem. You not that nigga at all. Like you're a nigga that's not that respected beyond music. Of course, musically, it seems like, not even seems, he's that nigga, but everything else that Mase was painting about Cam, I was listening to shit, I was like, is this true? I'm looking for the Harlem people to either vocalize like, nah, this is true or this is not. Like, he was painting a very vivid picture of Cam, the person who you portray yourself to be. You're not that in Harlem, and you have a bunch of really stains on your resume, true life, blah, blah, all type of things that we have conveniently turned a blind eye to.
But the one thing that Cam has that's pretty powerful that he can say to Mase is, yeah, but I never left. I never left Harlem. When you say I was in Orlando, that been there. When niggas say I was in Ohio, I was telling niggas, I'm getting it in Ohio. Like, I never left Harlem. And if I'm listening to Cam's response, and that's another reason that we can't really take too much. Cam said everything that we knew he was gonna say. Yeah, niggas beat your ass, Mase, and ran you out of Harlem. Okay, that's not. If you'd have said that when we didn't know or we cared more, then maybe it's impactful. But you telling us now that Blinky Blink went upside Mase's head and all of that shit, like, it's tough. It's tough. I just like when two niggas who really know each other beef. That's my thing.
You like when most people beef.
Yeah, but the beef is better when two niggas know each other.
And they're legendary.